Let me tell you something. If you don't change now, you never will. That's the truth. Change doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen because you sit around and wish for it. It happens when you decide that enough is enough, that you can't keep living the way you've been living. When you hit that point where you look at your life and say, no more excuses. I'm doing this. Listen, we've all had those days when we feel like we're not good enough. We've all had those days when we feel defeated, when we think the world is too big, too tough for us to make a dent in. And those days, they don't get easier. Life doesn't get any less difficult just because you're tired. It doesn't slow down just because you wish it would. You have the power to change. You have the power to look at the life you have now and say, this is not enough. I want more. I deserve more. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you. Change never is. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be living their best life. But the truth is, most people don't. Most people get comfortable. They settle. They live in a bubble of their own making. They tell themselves that they'll change someday, maybe next week, next year, when things are different. Things won't change unless you do. That's the law of life. If you don't change now, you will never change. You'll keep waking up to the same routine. You'll keep seeing the same walls, the same problems, the same limitations. You'll keep wishing for something different, but you won't ever get there until you take that first step. It's all on you. Your life is your responsibility. You're not going to get the help you need from anyone else. Sure, people might support you. People might cheer you on, but when the going gets tough, when the challenges pile up, it's you who has to stand up and say, I'm not quitting. I'm not backing down. I'm going to do this no matter how hard it gets. Do you want to live the same life for the next 5, 10, 20 years? Do you want to look back and regret that you didn't take action when you had the chance? If you're tired of the way things are, if you're tired of feeling stuck, tired of feeling like you're not moving forward, then change now. You have to start somewhere. You have to start right now. Even if it's just one small step, it's never going to be perfect, and that's okay. The only thing that matters is that you move forward, because each step you take now is a step that leads to the person you were always meant to be. Think about your goals. What do you want to achieve? What are the dreams that keep you up at night? You know they're possible, don't you? You know that somewhere deep down, you have everything it takes to make them real. But right now, that's just a dream. It's just an idea in your head, and it will stay that way unless you take action. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that the time for change is tomorrow, that the time for action is when things are easier, when everything aligns perfectly, when they feel ready. But I'm telling you right now, that moment doesn't exist. The stars won't align for you. You have to make the move now, even if you don't feel ready. Especially if you don't feel ready. Because when you wait, you waste time. When you wait, you stay stuck. When you wait, you're giving up on yourself. And that's not something I want for you. Now I know it's scary. It's terrifying to face the unknown, to step into a world where you don't have all the answers. It's easy to stay where it's comfortable, even if that comfort is suffocating. But here's the thing. Comfort is where dreams die. It's where ambition fades. It's where you get trapped in a cycle of what ifs and one days. The world doesn't reward people who play it safe. The world rewards people who take risks, People who are willing to fail, to fall, to scrape themselves off the ground and try again. People who are willing to face their fear, their self-doubt, their insecurities, and say, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to make this happen no matter what. Do you want to be that person? The one who takes risks? The one who breaks out of their shell and fights for the life they know they deserve? Because that's what it takes. It takes courage. It takes conviction. It takes the willingness to push through the hard days, the setbacks, the failures, and keep going anyway. And the truth is, it's not going to be easy. If you think it is, you're fooling yourself. Success isn't easy. Growth isn't easy. Being the person you want to be is not easy. But you can't let that stop you. You can't let fear control you. Here's the thing. The hardest moments in life, the moments when you want to quit, when you want to give up, when you feel like you've had enough, those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that separate the people who make it from the people who don't. Those are the moments when you decide, I'm going to push through. I'm going to keep fighting. Now, I know there's a part of you that's scared. There's a part of you that's afraid to fail, afraid to fall, afraid of what might happen if you go all in. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the end. It's just a step on the journey. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. And if you're not failing, you're not growing. So take the leap. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for some magic moment to come along and say, now is the time. The time is now. You have everything you need to start. You have the strength. You have the drive. You have the will. All that's left is to make the choice. If you don't change now, you never will. And I'm telling you, you're worth it. You deserve more than this life you're living right now. You deserve to be the person you've always wanted to be. But you have to take that first step. So what's it going to be? Are you going to stay stuck? Or are you going to step up and change your life right now? The choice is yours. But remember, if you don't change now, you never will. There comes a moment in life when you look around and realize that everything is exactly the way it's always been. You wake up, go through the motions, and the days seem to slip by without any noticeable difference. The truth is, a lot of us have been in that place before. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been stuck. Stuck in the same job, the same routine, the same old habits that never seem to get you anywhere. And it's easy to think, this is it. This is all life has for me. But let me tell you something. That's the lie. That's the trap. That moment, the moment you believe you can't change anymore, that's when you've already lost. So, what's it going to take for you to realize this is your moment? Right here, right now. Because if you don't take action now, I'm telling you, you never will. You'll wake up 5 years from now, or 10, and look back at this exact moment and realize you had a chance to change everything, and you missed it. The difference between the person you are now and the person you want to be is a decision. It's that simple. Think about it. We all have dreams, goals, aspirations. We have that inner voice that keeps telling us, I want more. I want better. But we push it down. We ignore it. We tell ourselves it's not possible. I'm too old, too tired, too late. And we keep lying to ourselves, convincing ourselves that it's okay to stay in the same place, because stepping out of that comfort zone feels scary. But here's the thing. Comfort is the silent killer of progress. Comfort will keep you stuck. It will tell you that you're okay even when you're not. Let me tell you something. You are not okay if you're not growing. You are not okay if you're not pushing yourself to the limit. You are not okay if you're sitting around waiting for a miracle. Nobody is coming to save you. The only person who can change your life is you. But change is hard. Change is uncomfortable. Change requires a fight. And the reason most people don't change is because they're afraid of that fight. They're afraid of the discomfort. They're afraid of failure. And worst of all, they're afraid of success. Because when success comes, it demands more. It demands more from you. It demands you to be more than you were yesterday. And that scares people. So what do people do? They stay where they are. They make excuses. I'll start tomorrow. I'll get to it next week. It's not the right time. But there's never a perfect time. There's never a right time. The only time is now. The only time is this moment. And if you don't take action now, you will never take it. You have to stop waiting for the perfect circumstances. Life doesn't care about your perfect circumstances. Life doesn't care if you're tired. Life doesn't care if you don't feel like it. Life keeps moving, whether you're ready or not. The question is, are you ready to change? Are you ready to stop living the life you've always lived? Are you ready to stop making excuses? The hardest part of change is not the process itself. It's the decision. The decision to change. Because once you make the decision, once you decide you've had enough, once you decide you're done being stuck, change is inevitable. It's not easy, but it's inevitable. The minute you decide you are worthy of better, you open up doors you never knew existed. But here's the reality check. Nothing happens if you don't take action. You can dream all you want, but dreams are just fantasies without action. You can tell yourself every day that you're going to get fit, that you're going to work harder, that you're going to build something for yourself. But until you actually do something about it, it's all just noise. Think about all the things you've put off, all the things you've said. I'll get to it eventually. The truth is, eventually never comes. Eventually is a lie we tell ourselves to justify procrastination. But right now is the only moment you've got. Right now is your chance to change. And I get it. It's tough. The world is full of distractions. It's full of noise that tries to pull you in a million different directions. But the real question is, what do you want? What are you willing to fight for? What are you willing to give up, to sacrifice, to do the hard things in order to get the life you know you deserve? Listen to me. If you're not willing to make changes in your life right now, if you're not willing to step into the discomfort of growth, you will stay exactly where you are. And that is a choice. It's not some cosmic force keeping you down. It's not fate. It's you. So ask yourself this. What's holding you back? What's the thing that's keeping you stuck? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the fear of failure? Because here's a truth that most people won't tell you. Failure is part of the process. Failure is not something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. It's feedback. It's the teacher you need to grow. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. And if you're not trying hard enough, you'll never change. But the most dangerous thing you can do is nothing. The most dangerous thing you can do is sit back and say, I'll change later. Later doesn't exist. Later is just a future excuse. The only time that matters is now. If you don't change now, you never will. I know it's tough. I know there are days when you're tired. I know there are days when you feel like giving up. I've been there. I've been at rock bottom. I've been so low I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But let me tell you something. The pain of staying where you are is greater than the pain of change. And if you can just push through that discomfort, if you can just keep going when it feels like the world is against you, that's when you start to see the real transformation. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you think. You have untapped potential just waiting to be unleashed. But you've got to believe in it. You've got to believe that you can change. You've got to believe that you are worth the effort. But here's the kicker. Only you can make the choice. Only you can decide that enough is enough. Only you can decide that you're ready to stop being stuck. Only you can decide to make today the day everything changes. So make that choice. Don't wait. Don't tell yourself you'll change tomorrow. Change today. Take that first step. Do the thing that scares you. Go after that dream. Take the risk. Fight for your future. Because if you don't change now, you never will. Time. It's the one thing that we all have in common. Yet it's also the one thing that slips away from us the fastest. When we're young, we think we have forever. But then we blink, and suddenly the years are gone. We look back and ask ourselves, where did the time go? But here's the thing. The time that's passed doesn't define us. The time that's left does. What you do now matters more than anything else. The present moment is where all the power lies. It's the only moment you have control over. So if you don't take action now, if you don't make that choice to change right now, then when? Let me ask you this. Do you want to look back at your life in 10 years and wish you'd started sooner? Do you want to have regrets that haunt you for the rest of your life because you kept putting things off? Right now, you have the power to decide. You have the power to turn your life in a completely new direction. But that requires something more than just wishing and hoping. It requires action. The biggest mistake most people make is thinking that change is something that happens overnight. They think they'll wake up one day and magically be different. But the truth is, change doesn't happen like that. It's a process. And that process begins with one small decision. One decision that you make right now. And that decision is simple. You choose to act. You choose to stop waiting. You choose to stop dreaming and start doing. The moment you make that decision, you've already taken the hardest step. The rest is just the work. The messy, uncomfortable, but rewarding work. Change doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require you to have it all figured out. It doesn't require you to know exactly what the future holds. What it requires is that you keep moving forward, one step at a time. And let me be clear, every step you take is progress, even the small ones. Every decision to move forward, even if it feels insignificant at the time, is a step towards the life you want. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how often we get in our own way? We overthink, we worry, we second-guess ourselves, and then we end up doing nothing. That's what holds most people back. They're paralyzed by indecision and fear. But the real secret to breaking free from that is taking action before the fear can settle in. You don't have to know everything. You just need to take the first step. Look, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the road ahead will be a smooth ride. There will be obstacles. There will be days when you feel like giving up. But let me tell you something. Those moments of struggle, those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments that build your character and strength. Those are the moments that separate the ones who will succeed from the ones who will stay stuck. So what are you going to do today? What small action are you going to take right now that will move you closer to where you want to be? Because the longer you wait, the more you push your dreams away. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the harder it becomes to break out of it. But here's the good news. It's never too late. No matter how long you've been stuck, no matter how many times you've failed, the opportunity to change is always available to you. It just requires you to make the decision. And the best part, once you make that decision, the universe starts to align. People, opportunities, resources, they all start showing up in ways you never expected. You'll begin to attract what you need because you've made the choice to take action. It's like a chain reaction that starts with you. So, let this be your wake-up call. Let this be the moment you stop doubting yourself. Let this be the moment you take control of your life. No more waiting for the perfect time. No more excuses. The perfect time is now. Get up. Make the change. Start the work. Take the first step and trust that everything else will follow. Remember, if you don't change now, you never will. And that's a reality you don't want to face. Take the leap. The world is waiting for you to show up. The hardest part of changing your life isn't about figuring out what to do or having everything in place. The hardest part is making the decision that you're no longer willing to stay the same. The hardest part is believing that you deserve better, that you can be better. But once you make that decision, everything else falls into place. The path ahead may not be easy, but it's yours to walk. The choice is yours. You can stay where you are, or you can take a chance on yourself. And if you choose to change, if you choose to start now, then tomorrow will look different. Your future will look different. And that, my friend, will be the greatest victory of all. Everything in life begins with a single decision. A single moment where you say, enough is enough. Enough waiting, enough doubting, enough playing small. Most people never make that decision. They keep waiting for something outside of them to change. But nothing changes until you do. Your life is not determined by chance. It is shaped by your choices. At some point you have to stop wondering, stop hoping, stop wishing, and start doing. If you keep telling yourself, one day I'll go after my dreams, guess what? That day will never come. There is no one day. There is only today. You are one decision away from a completely different life. But you have to make that decision. No one else can make it for you. You've been through struggles. You've faced challenges. You've been knocked down. But those moments, they were not meant to break you. They were meant to build you. Every hardship, every failure, every rejection, it was preparing you for something greater. Think about it. Some of the most successful people in history came from nothing. They were told they would never make it. They faced setback after setback. But instead of letting their pain define them, they used it as fuel. So ask yourself, will you let your struggles hold you back? Or will you use them to push forward? Every time you want to give up, remind yourself, pain is temporary. Regret lasts forever. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Will you be proud of the person you became? Will you be living the life you always wanted? Or will you be stuck in the same place looking back with regret, wishing you had taken action? You're creating your future with the decisions you make today. Every day you have a choice. Stay the same or grow. Complain or take responsibility. Dream or do. If you don't take control of your life, someone else will. If you don't build your dreams, you will spend your life working for someone who did. So why not you? Why not now? This world is full of people who settle, people who play it safe, people who let fear stop them. But that's not you. You were meant to be more, to do more, to become the best version of yourself. Because when you rise, you don't just change your life, you inspire others to do the same. You may not see it now, but someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you to step up, to lead, to show them that it's possible. And if you don't, who will? If not you, then who? Most people live their whole lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for some magical moment where everything falls into place. But life doesn't work like that. If you keep waiting, you'll wake up 10 years from now, wondering where the time went. You'll look back at all the chances you didn't take, all the opportunities you let slip away, and you'll realize something painful. It was always in your hands. You weren't waiting for the right moment. You were avoiding the risk of failure. But let me tell you something, failure is not the enemy. Quitting is. Excuses are. Someone is going to break the barriers. Someone is going to redefine success. Someone is going to do what's never been done before. Someone is going to prove the doubters wrong. Why can't that be you? Maybe you've been told you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not connected enough. Maybe you grew up in a tough situation. Maybe you've been through hell. But here's the truth. Your past does not define your future. Your circumstances do not determine your destiny. Your choices do. Every single successful person you look up to had reasons to quit. They had obstacles. They had setbacks. They had days where they wanted to throw in the towel, but they didn't. They kept going. And because they did, we now remember their names. The world remembers those who refuse to give up. Let me be real with you. No one is going to show up and hand you success. No one is going to come into your life and suddenly make everything easier. You are responsible for your future. You are responsible for the life you build. We live in a world where people love to blame others for their problems. They blame the government. They blame their parents. They blame their boss. They blame the economy. But blaming doesn't change your situation. It only keeps you stuck. You have two choices in life: make excuses or make progress. But you can't do both. If you want a better life, you have to go out and build it. If you want to be successful, you have to put in the work. If you want to be great, you have to earn it. Success is not given. It is earned. And the price? It's paid in sacrifice, discipline, and relentless effort. That means waking up earlier. That means pushing through the days you don't feel like it. That means giving up distractions. That means working when everyone else is resting. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about doing what most people won't, so you can live how most people can't. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a guarantee. There will never be a moment where fear disappears. But you do not need to be fearless. You just need to be brave enough to take the first step. Some people will spend their whole lives dreaming, but never acting. Some people will always find an excuse to stay the same, but not you. You were meant for more. You were built for greatness. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop making excuses. Get up, take action, Go after what you want. And when someone asks, why you? You tell them, why not me? Excuses will always be there. Opportunities won't. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You just have to be the one who refuses to give up. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Bet on yourself. Go all in on your dreams. Because if you don't, who will? Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can walk away from this, go back to your comfort zone, and stay the same. Or you can decide, right here, right now, that you will be the one to break through, that you will be the one to rise, that you will be the one to prove to the world and to yourself what you're truly capable of. The road ahead won't be easy. There will be obstacles. There will be doubt. There will be days where you question everything. But when that moment comes, remember why you started. Remember the person you are becoming. Remember that the only thing standing between you and success is the belief that you can do it. And once you believe that, nothing can stop you. Because if not you, then who? Now go out there and make it happen. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now, there will never be a perfect time. There will never be a moment when all the stars align. If you keep waiting for that, you'll wait your entire life. The people who succeed in this world are not the ones who wait for the right conditions. They are the ones who create the right conditions. They start where they are, with what they have, and they make it work. You don't need more time. You don't need more resources. You need to start. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants to live their dreams. But not everyone is willing to do what it takes. That's the difference. Losers dream about success. Winners work for it. Losers complain about their circumstances. Winners change them. Losers make excuses. Winners make progress. Losers focus on why they can't. Winners focus on how they will. The truth is, success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about persistence. It's about showing up every single day, putting in the work, and refusing to quit. Most people give up too soon. They try something for a few weeks, maybe a few months, and when they don't see results, they quit. But the people who truly succeed, the people who change their lives and inspire the world, they don't stop. They keep pushing, even when it's hard. They keep grinding, even when no one is watching. And because they do, they rise above the rest. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you don't have what it takes. But fear is a liar. The only way to silence fear is to take action, to prove it wrong, to show yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. Do you think the most successful people in the world never felt fear? Of course they did. The difference is, they didn't let it stop them. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to act in spite of your fear. Success is hard. Growth is uncomfortable. Pushing past your limits hurts. But do you know what's harder? Living with regret. Regret is looking back and realizing you could have done more, that you could have tried harder, that you had the chance, but you let it slip away. Regret is seeing someone else live the life you wanted, knowing that the only difference between them and you was that they took action and you didn't. No matter how hard the journey gets, no matter how much struggle you face, keep going. Because one day, you will look back and be grateful that you never gave up. One more push-up, one more mile, one more phone call, one more hour of study, one more day of discipline. When you feel like quitting, do one more. That one more is what separates the great from the average. That one more is what builds the mindset of a champion. Champions don't stop when they're tired, they stop when they're done. You have to train yourself to push past your limits, because your mind will quit long before your body does. When you think you've given everything, you still have more left. At the end of your life, what will people say about you? Will they say you played it safe? That you took the easy path? That you settled for less than you were capable of? Or will they say that you went all in? That you fought for your dreams? That you refused to quit, no matter what? Every action you take, every decision you make, it all adds up to the story you are writing. And one day, when your time is up, the only thing that will matter is how you lived. Did you live with purpose? Did you chase your dreams? Did you make a difference? If not you, then who? This is your wake-up call. You are not here to live a mediocre life. You are not here to settle for good enough. You are here to become the greatest version of yourself, to push your limits, to overcome your fears, to inspire others. So no more excuses, no more waiting, no more playing small. Step up, take control, take action. Because the world is waiting for you to rise. And if not you, then who? There is no more time to waste. You don't have the luxury of waiting until next year. You don't have the privilege of sitting back and hoping things will change on their own. Because they won't. Nothing changes until you do. If you want a better life, you must build it. If you want success, you must earn it. If you want to be great, you must step into it. Right now. The people you admire, the ones who have built lives of meaning, success, and impact, they weren't special. They weren't chosen. They just made a decision to go all in. Now it's your turn. 5 years from now, you will look back at this moment. What will you see? Will you see someone who took action? Someone who faced their fears and went after their dreams with everything they had? Or will you see someone who hesitated? Someone who let doubt, fear, and excuses hold them back? The decisions you make today are shaping your future. The habits you build today will determine who you become. So make the decision that your future self will thank you for. You can have excuses, or you can have results, but you can't have both. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow. Every time you say, I'm too tired. Every time you say, I don't have time. You are choosing to stay exactly where you are. And if you keep making those choices, 5 years from now, you'll be in the same place, wondering why nothing changed. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to take responsibility for your life, because nobody is coming to save you. It's on you. Are you willing to pay the price? Success is expensive. It demands sacrifice. It demands waking up early while others sleep. It demands putting in the work when others are relaxing. It demands saying no to distractions so you can say yes to your dreams. Not everyone is willing to pay the price. That's why not everyone succeeds. Most people want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. Most people want the rewards, but they're not willing to do the work. But you are different. You are willing to push past the pain. You are willing to grind when no one is watching. You are willing to stay focused when others lose their way. And because of that, you will win. Every great leader, every champion, Every trailblazer started exactly where you are. They were once just a person with a dream. They had doubts, they had fears, they had challenges. But they didn't let those things stop them. They made a choice. They decided, why not me? And that's the choice you must make today. Why not you? Why can't you be the one who rises above the rest? Why can't you be the one who proves everyone wrong? Why can't you be the one who turns their dreams into reality? You can. You just have to decide. You just have to commit. You just have to take the first step and never stop. Step up. Take action. Own your destiny. This is your moment. You are standing at the edge of greatness. Will you step forward and claim what's yours? Or will you let fear hold you back? Because make no mistake, the choice is yours. No more waiting. No more excuses. Your time is now. Because if not you, then who? Your feelings are lying to you. Your mind will always try to take the easy way out. It will tell you that you're not strong enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. It will tell you that resting today is okay, because you'll try harder tomorrow. It will convince you that comfort is better than struggle. But that's the trap. That's the lie. Your feelings don't care about your future. Your feelings don't care about success. Your feelings only care about keeping you in the same place. Safe, comfortable, unchallenged. But here's the truth. Nothing worth having comes from comfort. Growth is painful. Success is uncomfortable. Strength is built in moments of resistance, not ease. When you give in to your feelings, you give up on your potential. When you listen to that voice that tells you to quit, you rob yourself of the person you could become. You don't need to feel like doing something to do it. Motivation is a lie. If you wait until you feel motivated, you'll wait forever. Action comes first, and motivation follows. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the strongest warriors, they don't wait to feel like it. They do it anyway. They show up even when they're tired, even when they don't want to, even when everything inside of them is screaming to stop. That's what separates them from everyone else. When your feelings tell you to sleep in, get up. When your feelings tell you to take the day off, put in twice the work. When your feelings tell you to quit, remind yourself why you started. If you listen to your feelings, you will stay exactly where you are. If you ignore them and push forward anyway, you will become unstoppable. You are not weak. You are not incapable. You are not a slave to your emotions. You are stronger than that voice in your head. You are greater than your feelings. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your ability to shut down the lies and take action. Because the moment you stop letting your feelings control you is the moment you take control of your life. The path to success is built one decision at a time. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you choose action over excuses, every time you refuse to listen to the lie that says, you can't, you win. So what are you going to do? Sit there and let your feelings run your life? Or stand up, take control, and show them who's boss? The choice is yours. And if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. Get up, get moving. Stop letting your feelings hold you back. Your future self is counting on you. Your future self is waiting. The person you dream of becoming, the one who is disciplined, strong, successful, that person is watching what you do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. And today is the day you stop listening to the lies. Your feelings will keep trying to pull you back into comfort, but comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is where dreams go to die. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you take a step away from the life you want. You settle for less. You accept mediocrity. And deep down, you know you were made for more. The truth is, you don't need to be in the mood to work hard. You don't need to feel good to take action. You just need to move, to push forward, to take control. Think about all the people who let their feelings run their lives. Where are they now? Stuck, trapped in the same cycle, repeating the same excuses, wondering why nothing ever changes. But that's not going to be you. You are going to do things differently. You are going to get up when you don't want to. You are going to train when you're tired. You are going to show up when no one else does. Because that's what it takes. That's what separates winners from losers. Winners don't make excuses. Winners don't let their emotions dictate their actions. Winners don't wait for motivation. They create it. They show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. And when they fail, they don't stop. They don't complain. They don't cry about how unfair life is. They get up and go again. Pain is temporary. Regret is forever. You will get tired. You will feel doubt. You will hear that little voice in your head telling you to slow down, to take a break, to quit. But you will ignore it. You will remind yourself that feelings are not facts. You will remind yourself that you are in control, not your emotions. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what you do, not how you feel. Feelings come and go, but your actions define you. You don't have to feel ready. You don't have to feel strong. You just have to start. And once you start, you keep going, no matter what. So, make a decision right now. Decide that from this moment on, you will no longer let your feelings control you. You will no longer listen to the lies. You will no longer settle for less than you deserve. You will push. You will grind. You will fight for the life you want. Because in the end, it's not about what you felt. It's about what you did. Now get up and get to work. Get up and get to work. Because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success. No one cares about your excuses. The world doesn't owe you anything. And if you sit around waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until you feel like it, waiting for motivation to strike, you will wait forever. The people who achieve their goals, the people who build great lives, the people who stand at the top, they are the ones who push forward when everything inside of them screamed to stop. They are the ones who did the hard work when they didn't feel like it. They are the ones who ignored the doubt, the fear, the exhaustion, and did what needed to be done anyway. You are no different. You have that same strength inside you. You have the same ability to push, to endure, to overcome, but you have to choose it. Every single day, your mind is a battlefield, and your feelings are the enemy. They will tell you that you're too tired. They will tell you that you deserve a break. They will tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that you should just give up. You cannot listen to them. Every time your feelings try to pull you down, remind yourself of one thing. Feelings are temporary, but results are permanent. The workout you skip because you don't feel like it, that's a step backward. The opportunity you pass up because you're scared, that's a door closing. The goal you give up on because it got hard, that's a dream dying. And the worst part? You will have to live with that. You will have to sit with the regret of knowing you could have done more, that you could have been more, that you had greatness inside of you, but you let your feelings convince you to settle for less. Do not let that happen. Every time you hear that voice telling you to quit, fight back. Every time you feel like taking the easy road, take the hard one instead. Every time your emotions try to control you, take control of them. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that separates those who succeed from those who don't is discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. Discipline is putting in the work when no one is watching. Discipline is pushing through the pain, the exhaustion, the doubt, and moving forward anyway. And if you can master discipline, if you can learn to act despite your feelings, there is nothing in this world that you cannot achieve. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop believing the lies your feelings tell you. Decide right now that you will no longer be controlled by how you feel. Decide that you will push through no matter what, and then do it. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it. Now, because if you don't, you will wake up one day and realize that your life was never truly yours. That you let fear and doubt and laziness steal your dreams. That you wasted your potential because you were waiting to feel ready. But if you take action now, if you push through the resistance, if you choose discipline over comfort, if you refuse to listen to the lies, you will look back and know that you earned everything you have, that you fought for it, that you didn't let your feelings dictate your future. And that, my friend, is the difference between a life of greatness and a life of regret. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep listening to your feelings? Or are you going to take control and become the person you were meant to be? The choice is yours. But if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. Get up, get moving, get to work, and never ever let your feelings decide your future again. Your future is waiting. It's not waiting for the perfect moment. It's not waiting for motivation. It's not waiting for the day you finally feel ready. It's waiting for you to take action. Right now. Today. The people who make it in life, the ones who turn their dreams into reality, the ones who rise above the excuses, the fears, the doubts, those are the people who stopped listening to their feelings and started listening to discipline. Discipline says, I don't care how you feel, get up and do the work. Discipline says, you don't want to train? Too bad, get to it. Discipline says, you don't feel motivated? That's irrelevant, move forward. And here's the thing, your feelings don't last, your emotions will shift. That voice in your head telling you to quit will disappear as soon as you start. Think about it. How many times have you dreaded a workout, but once you started moving, you felt fine? How many times have you wanted to skip the hard task, but once you got into it, you realized it wasn't so bad? How many times have you thought about quitting, but something deep inside told you to keep pushing, and you were glad you did? That's proof. Proof that your feelings were lying to you. Proof that action changes everything. But most people never figure this out. Most people wait. They wait for a feeling that will never come. They wait for a perfect moment that doesn't exist. They wait for someone to come along and push them, save them, motivate them. But no one is coming. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to save you from your own mind. No one is going to push you every single day. That's your job. That's your responsibility. And if you don't take it seriously, you will stay exactly where you are, or worse, you'll go backward. Because life doesn't stop. The clock is always ticking. Time is moving whether you're making progress or not. And the painful truth is that most people waste their entire lives waiting instead of doing. Are you going to be one of them? Are you going to keep letting your feelings run your life? Or are you going to wake up, take control, and decide that you are in charge? You are not weak. You are not incapable. You are not a slave to your emotions. You are stronger than you think, but you will never know that strength until you prove it. And proving it means showing up every single day, no matter how you feel. It means choosing growth over comfort, choosing discipline over excuses, choosing progress over procrastination. It means waking up and saying, I don't care what my feelings say, I'm doing this anyway. That's how you win. That's how you separate yourself from the masses of people who wait, complain, and do nothing. That's how you build the life you want. Your future self is watching. Every decision you make today is shaping the person you will become. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop believing the lies your feelings tell you. Start moving. Start working. Start becoming. Because this is your life. And if you don't take control of it, who will? So get up, right now, and show the world what happens when you stop listening to your feelings and start listening to your purpose. Your purpose is bigger than your feelings. Your mission in life, the vision you have for yourself, the future you want, it's all bigger than the temporary emotions trying to hold you back. Your feelings will tell you that you're too tired, that you're not ready, that it's not the right time. Ignore them, because your feelings don't care about your future. Your feelings want comfort. Your feelings want the easy way out. Your feelings want to keep you safe, small, and stuck. But here's the truth. Nothing great comes from comfort. Success comes from pushing past the resistance, from doing what's hard, from standing up and fighting, even when every fiber of your being wants to quit. That's why discipline wins. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline doesn't wait for motivation. Discipline gets up and does the work anyway. And that's what you have to do if you want to change your life. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need the perfect time. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just need to start. One step, one action, one decision at a time. The first workout, the first page, the first phone call, the first uncomfortable move toward your goal. And then you keep going. Because when you stop waiting for the perfect feeling and start taking action, something incredible happens. Momentum builds. The more you show up, the easier it gets. The more you push through discomfort, the stronger you become. The more you take action despite how you feel, the more unstoppable you become. And before you know it, you've transformed. Not just your body, not just your success, but your mind. You become the kind of person who doesn't quit, the kind of person who doesn't need motivation, the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no matter what. And that kind of person wins, because the world belongs to those who keep going when others stop. The world belongs to those who refuse to let their feelings dictate their actions. The world belongs to those who wake up and say, I will not let my emotions decide my future. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep waiting, keep making excuses, keep living by the lies your feelings tell you? Or are you going to take control? Are you going to make the decision right now to push forward, to rise up, to take action, even when you don't feel like it? Because if you do, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not doubt, not laziness, not discomfort, nothing. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to act, despite your feelings. So act, move, work, right now. Your future is waiting, and your feelings, they can either come along for the ride or get left behind.